2018 Abarth 124 Spider Review. The good points of Abarth 124 Spider. Brilliant fun to operate a vehicle. Lively exhaust. Bold styling. Surprisingly comfy. Good finance deals. The bad points of Abarth 124 Spider. Seriously short on practicality. Can be tiring on long journeys. You won't fit if you're especially tall. In limited supply. Worth the additional cash over the Fiat 124 Spider? The Abarth 124 Spider is usually a two-seat convertible based heavily around the Fiat 124 Spider. This is because Abarth is Fiat's official performance division, accountable for creating faster, more driver-focused versions of existing Fiat products. As such, the Abarth 124 Spider boasts more power and upgraded chassis components over its Fiat relative, in addition to a few choice visual tweaks inside and outside. With any additional performance however comes extra expense, and as a result the Abarth has some serious competition on the likes with the Audi TT Roadster and Toyota GT86, in addition to the popular Mazda MX-5. Punchy performance from 1.4-liter petrol engine. Compared while using Fiat 124 Spider's entirely respectable 140 horsepower output, the Abarth seems to squeeze out another 30 horsepower and 10 Nm of torque in the 1.4-liter turbocharged multi-air engine underneath the bonnet. As a result, the Abarth can do accelerating from 0-62 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds, 6.9 to the auto, and onto a high speed of 144 miles per hour, 142 for that auto. You can notice the excess oomph, too, especially while using standard fit dual mode record Monza exhaust burbling and crackling since you rifle with the gears. As while using Fiat 124 Spider, the Abarth features a choice of 6-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmissions. Abarth 124 Spider, enhanced handling. Despite as being a dedicated open-top race car with lithe, nimble handling and also a mischievous sense fun, the Abarth 124 Spider boasts surprisingly civilized road manners. The 124 Spider's degrees of road and wind noise are extremely noticeable, even so the ride quality is exceedingly well judged and, while firm, seems to retain a flexibility which makes the Abarth a wonderfully usable everyday machine. To ease stopping, Spider and Spider Heritage versions both feature standard fit Brembo front brake calipers. Enough kit for many buyers' needs. The 124 Spider isn't gonna win any awards because of its onboard gadgets, yet there's adequate standard equipment on all versions to help keep the majority of drivers happy. Essentials like climate control, Bluetooth phone connectivity, heated seats and cruise control are common included. Sadly, there's no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto connectivity, yet Abarth possesses built-in SABNAV for their fee. Little practicality, but what do you expect? While the boot is capable of swallowing two sizable soft bags, surely nothing else. Number 1, the within storage inside Abarth 124 Spider is actually non-existent. For example, the glove box may be replaced by way of a small closable cubbyhole between your driver and passenger, plus there's nowhere to keep your pot of coffee thanks to the deficiency of cup holders. Small water bottles can at least be jammed in between seat plus the door. The verdict. For those that actually own a Fiat 124 Spider and like the open-top driving experience, the Abarth performance version may seem as being a pointlessly pricier alternative. And, in some degree, the Maasai have a point. The Abarth, despite its increased cost, isn't a better two-seat convertible compared to Fiat 124 Spider. However, for individuals who value and added a sense of drama both visually and from driving and driver enjoyment, the Abarth 124 Spider is worth any additional cash. It feels noticeably sportier than its Fiat sibling, and it is seriously good fun to adopt for a nice decrease a twisty country lane. And, the top bit is the fact that once you've got within the higher price, the Abarth is simply as usable because Fiat. Review in the Abarth 124 Spider. 1.4-liter turbo petrol engine powers all versions. Suitably quick, additionally it makes a fantastic sound. Manual and automatic gearbox is offered. Just usually the one engine available. Abarth has kept it simple with all the 124 Spider's engine lineup, the one option to be a 1.4 turbo multi-air unit producing 170 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. That's enough punch to provide the Abarth 124 Spider sprightly, in any other case blistering performance, taking 6.8 seconds 6.9 to the auto to go to 62 miles per hour. Top speed is often acclaimed 144 miles per hour 142 miles per hour for that auto. The engine itself boasts surprising quantities of pulling power, accelerating strongly from low down the rev range. This in turn means there's little part of revving the 124 Spider to its rev limiter, along with it feeling tighter and even more reluctant to meter out power at high engine speeds compared to the brawny low and mid-range. Throttle fact is reasonable, although not up there with non-turbocharged options such as the Toyota GT86 and Mazda MX-5. All Abarth 124 Spiders gain from a duo mode, essentially an abandoned setting along with a loud setting record Monza exhaust that basically adds to your occasion of driving the auto. All its burble noise is emitted low down inside rev range aside in the occasional loud pop at higher revs. For some, it'll be reason enough for buying the auto in its own right. Automatic gearbox option available as well because the standard 6-speed manual gearbox, the Abarth 124 Spider can be acquired with an automatic transmission using the same amount of ratios. We haven't tried the second option yet, but tends to say the manual gearbox is one in the best around. There's a pleasant, short gear lever that allows quick, well-weighted changes and also a precise, enjoyable action. Nimble and enjoyable they are driving. Plenty of grip and stability. Far quicker to park using the roof down. The Abarth 124's handling ability is among its strongest suits. Thanks to its nicely balanced front engine rear-wheel drive layout, the Italian roadster feels lithe and agile, giving the motorist confidence to push it quickly down twisty country roads. The steering feels positive and accurate and, however, not too sharp, has a great weight for it. There's still a fair amount of give within the suspension, too, providing lots of grip and stable, predictable handling. Enthusiastic drivers may yearn for any slightly sharper plus much more hardcore experience, but there's sufficient fun to be had with the majority. Should the driving force be inclined, the Abarth 124 Spider will even let its rear end slide in a fun, controllable manner should the weather permit. Doing so inside the dry is a lot harder. However, for individuals who just would like to enjoy open-top motoring, the Abarth is readily capable of driving being a regular family hatchback. Parking using the roof up may be tricky even using the rear parking sensors. There's a substantial blind spot within the driver's shoulder, along with the long bonnet could be difficult to nudge into spaces. Put the top and windows down, however, and visibility improves dramatically, giving drivers a complete 360-degree view from the car as well as extremities. The turning circle is reasonable, plus the automobile certainly doesn't physically feel unnatural picking its way through busy city streets and small villages. However, just keep in mind the exhaust is obviously noisy at low revs, and may draw attention sometimes unwanted to your vehicle when driving out partying. Will certainly be a snug fit for larger adults. Surprisingly comfy, all controls have been in easy reach. Roof is simple to fold down and hang back up. Climbing into and out on the Abarth 124 Spider is surely an art which could only be mastered after having a good deal of practice. The car is low-slung and also the driving position comparable to a proper old-fashioned fancy car. It's not uncomfortable, but those employed to an upright SUV-style driving position will seem like they're sat in the rowing boat. Needless to express, the 124 Spider will not lend itself to individuals who are either very tall or of any hefty build. It's imperative that anyone over 6 foot tests whether they'd like to fit from the car before even considering it just as one purchase. Providing you meet all with the physical requirements, however, the Abarth 124 Spider is usually a reasonably comfortable location to sit using a two-way adjustable seat and tire that moves along yet not forward and back. It's acceptable for short to medium journeys, although it does turn into a little uncomfortable after a couple of hours of driving. An unexpected surprise with the cabin could be the overall ergonomics and the way easy every major control is always to reach and operate. The climate control dials may be operated with gloves on, handy when you're driving top-down in the winter months, along with the Mazda-sourced infotainment strategy is simple to use as a result of a rotary controller within the center console. It can be operated with the touchscreen. Excellent building courtesy of Mazda. Fiat and also extension Abarth hasn't got the top reputation with regards to reliability and build quality. Nevertheless, the 124 Spider seems like it's developed to last, largely because it's based on a Mazda MX-5. Everything feels tightly screwed together with buttons and switches work, which has a solid, predictable action. Manual fabric roof folds down without difficulty. Like the MX-5, the 124 Spider's folding roof mechanism is great. Putting it down is simply a case of undoing the latch and pushing it behind your shoulder, then clicking it in place using a firm press. Sudden downpour? No problem, you merely flick a lever involving the seats, reach behind and pull the rooftop up over your head and fasten the clip. Job done. Looks special, feels special. From the circular leather wheel with all the red center stripe towards the stubby gear lever and suede gaiter, the Abarth 124 Spider's cabin both looks a special destination to be, especially with all the roof down. It can be almost exactly like that found from the Mazda MX-5, but the additional additions just did think that little bit more exciting. Very few cars only at that price point feel quite such as the Abarth 124 Spider by sitting in. Better than expected overall comfort levels. Pliant suspension provides for a decent ride. Plenty of wind and road noise on motorways. While the 124 Spider will not be designed for comfort, it's a lot more pleasant to work with every day than you could think. The ride quality is firm, yet not overly so, displaying enough effort to tackle bumpy country roads or broken urban streets. Comfort levels do require a hit at motorway speeds, although largely because on the increased wind and road noise, especially aforementioned. Driving long distances with all the roof down is definitely an achievable feat, but one which the vast majority of buyers would likely desire to avoid due to the degrees of wind buffeting. On that front, the heated seats are worth how much in gold. Road and wind noise together with the roof up are noticeable, and you'll find it hard to have a conversation at very fast without raising your voice. Folding the top down will cause even more wind noise, yet all the same it's only as typical to get a small two-seat roadster. Most from the kit you should use as standard. Sadly, no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Sat-nav and upgraded Hi-Fi optional. Standard Abarth 124 Spider convertible equipment. There could possibly be 3 different Abarth 124 Spider trim levels available, but all offer largely similar standard equipment lists, including climate control, cruise control and keyless ignition, heated seats, 7.0-inch touchscreen with DAB digital radio, Bluetooth phone connectivity and AHA internet radio apps. Limited slip differential, dual-mode record Monza exhaust system, Bilstein sport suspension, front fog lights, 17-inch Casa alloy wheels. Spider and Spider Heritage cars also have full leather upholstery in contrast to leather and microfiber Abarth seats and Brembo brake calipers. Abarth 124 Spider convertible, optional extras. The premium Bose sound system with 9 audio speakers including 2 mounted inside driver and passenger seat headrests, 1 in each headrest. Visibility pack including LED headlights, rear parking sensors and rain sensing wipers and sat-nav are offered also as cost options. Customers may also choose between 5 different exterior colors including San Marino 1972 black and Isolid Elba 1974 blue, as well as interior leather shades and all black costume or black and red. Not yet crash tested by Euro NCAP. Lack of advanced safety systems. Usual SP watch of airbags. The Abarth 124 Spider hasn't been, and likely never will be, crash tested by European automotive safety regulators Euro NCAP. However, the Mazda MX-5 What is the best it is based may be crash tested and received a 4-star rating back 2015. Therefore, inside the event of a mishap the 124 Spider could be expected to perform in the similar manner towards the MX-5. Safety equipment includes electronic stability control and ABS, complemented by front passenger and driver airbags. However, associated with pension transfer small roadsters, there's no advanced crash mitigation systems, for example autonomous emergency braking, cross-traffic alert or multi-collision braking. Little storage all-round. Boot can fit several medium-sized soft bags. Small car, really easy enough to park. Space inside Abarth 124 Spider is okay so long since you're not especially tall. Those over 6 foot that are considering buying one need to look at a test drive first to make sure they fit properly. Needless to express, that while short to medium journeys are often achievable, the 124 Spider can begin to feel decidedly cramped on longer hauls. Storage space within the cabin is virtually non-existent. There's no conventional glove box, using a cubbyhole between your driver and passenger seat taking its place. It's sufficient for a number of odds and ends, but no other. There's also a location to put your phone beneath aircon controls plus another small storage area underneath the armrest. Note that due to the not enough door pockets and cup holders, you'll want to get inventive with regards to storing bottles of drink. Open glasses of coffee as well as other hot drinks really are a big no-no. The 124 Spider isn't a huge car despite just what the long bonnet might suggest from when driving. Roof up, there's a fairly large within the shoulder blind spot, however using the roof folded down it's simple to grasp all from the car's extremities in the driver's seat. Optional parking sensors do help, although as usual in the car with this size they're not necessary. There's little to state about the Abarth 124 Spider's boot, aside from it's really smaller. Still, there's a helpful depth into it and passengers shouldn't have trouble sliding by 50% reasonably large soft bags for the weekend away. If this still isn't enough, a rack is usually bought for your boot lid that increases space for storing.